So I just applied for remote AI jobs and got interviewed by an AI. Yes, you heard that right. There was no human, just an AI asking me questions through my webcam. And honestly, it was one of the weirdest job application experiences I've ever had. But here's the thing, these jobs are actually real, they can pay very well, and the platform I found is completely free to use. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I discovered, how this whole process works, and whether you should actually try it yourself. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I have made money online for years and tested hundreds of different methods, and I share both the great and the not so great options here on this channel to help you find the right options for you. And the platform I will talk about today is called micro1, and it's specifically for remote jobs working with AI. Now, what caught my attention wasn't just the jobs themselves, but the fact that you can practice interviews with an AI before you even apply. And then when you do apply, well, then the actually interview is also done by AI. Now, I know this might sound a bit sketchy and maybe also for some a bit dystopian, and honestly I also had the same reaction when I first came across it. But I decided to actually try it out myself to see what it's really about. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process, what types of jobs are available, how much they actually pay, what the AI interview is like, and most importantly, my honest opinion on whether this is worth your time or just another overhyped thing that sounds better than it actually is. So as mentioned, the platform is called micro1, and on the website you can see that it's a way to work with big AI companies 100% remote. And it also says here you can define your own pay. We'll talk a little bit more about the earning potential later. But let's first look at what type of jobs you can find, because they do have a job section here you can go to and see the current open jobs. And at the time of recording this video here, there is 267 jobs. And this number has both gone up a little bit and down a little bit while I have been looking into this. But as you can see, there is a decent number of different roles here. You can just scroll through and see there are many different ones. You can then click and see the exact requirements for each job. You can also search by role here if there's something particular you're interested in. For example, I create a lot of content. Let's see if there's something about content. And you can see there is actually one for content creators here. And you can see some of the required skills here. There's a content evaluation specialist, again there. Personally, I think there's not that many that it just makes sense to just scroll through, because it can be hard to find maybe the exact title of the jobs that you're looking for. So you can just look through and see if there's something relevant, because there definitely are quite a bit of different jobs here, and some of them I personally find quite interesting. But of course, they also require quite specific skills. So always make sure you actually look at the exact requirements and are critical and see, is this something you can actually live up to and potentially do a good job with. And if you decide this is for you, how can you then apply? Let's talk a little bit more about that. So there are different ways of applying. You can, for example, go to a job. I just went to this content creator one here, and then you can fill out an application here and upload your resume. Again, make sure you read the full description so you're sure that it actually makes sense. And then if you decide to do this, then adjust your resume so it fits this particular job description, of course, here. But you can also just go to the overall front page and click here to get hired and sign up overall, so you get included when they get new jobs available and is in their database. But no matter which route you take, then you need to make sure to fill out your profile and upload your resume in the sign up process. And also keep in mind that they ask for your phone number right away when signing up. So whether you feel comfortable about this or not, that's up to you to decide, but that is a requirement. They will ask for this. And here's the interesting thing then. You can see here the process. You create the free account. There's no fee or anything like that. Then you upload your resume there and fill out your profile as mentioned. And then you need to take an AI interview. And if you don't feel comfortable about this right away, just going through this, then something I really like is that they actually have a page here with interview or practice interview, so you can go and see some of them here for these different jobs, and you can click and even if this doesn't fit your exact role that you're applying for, that you're interested in, then it gives you an idea about how it is to actually talk to an AI, because you will be interviewed with an AI for these jobs. And I have gone through one of these interviews here when first joining, and honestly, I think it feels a bit strange. It does not flow completely like a regular interview. In my opinion, you could still hear it's kind of like a machine or AI. It wasn't as smooth, but it is actually pretty good, and it will likely also just get better from now on. If we just look back a year or two with AI, how much has happened, I'm sure that very soon we'll not be able to really tell that it is an AI interview. So just right now, personally, I still think it feels too impersonal, but that is just my opinion. I understand why they're doing it, and it's of course a smart way for them to do it more effectively and get a lot of information from people, testing them. And also they actually do say themselves in the FAQ section here that not only that, the AI powered system also makes sure that it makes the hiring process more fair because it assesses and matches candidates based on skills only. So it eliminates the potential of bias and promoting hiring based on no other things. So if that's actually the case, then of course, I do see the advantages. I see the effectiveness of it. I'm just sharing personally right now what else I've tried and all this. It just doesn't feel so personally. But again, maybe that's worth overcoming for some of these jobs here. But to figure that out, we also need to talk a little bit more about how much you can earn from it. So how much can you then earn? Well, on the front page, they say here you define your own pay, but of course that doesn't mean that you can just say this is what I want and then you will get it. It is a real job you're applying for here. It's just a remote job, so you do need to negotiate for each position just like any other job where you get hired. But I can show you a couple of examples. Some of the job posts, they show the salary you can expect. Others they do not show, and then that will just be something you will talk about later. But we can see, for example, here there's a full stack developer. Here you would earn between $100,000 to $180,000 per year. There's another one here, an Italian voice actor. Here you would get between $20 and $30 per hour. So you can see the pay varies a lot depending on the job, the required skills, your experience, all these different things. But it is a job you're getting hired to. Most of them are, as you can see, this one is part-time, but there are also many full-time jobs. So you definitely can find some jobs that potentially can give really good earnings, but of course it all depends on the exact job. But definitely, if you find the right jobs, it can be something where you can make a great living from it while working remotely. But just keep in mind, it's not easy to get the high-paying jobs, of course. There are a lot of requirements, there's a whole hiring process, all that. So do it with the right expectations. So overall, after coming across micro1 and looking further into it and also testing the whole sign-up process, interview process, I think it can definitely be worth considering if you are interested in remote jobs. Just be aware that it's of course still a job where you get hired and someone else will tell you when to work and you need to do specific tasks there, but it definitely can bring great earnings. So if you're interested in working in AI and getting some experience there, if you don't already have it, and finding potentially a great job and working remotely, then this is definitely one of the more interesting platforms that I have come across. You just of course need to get used to these AI interviews, but it's probably something that we'll just have to get more and more used to, and that will be used more and more over time, because I do understand why companies use this. And considering most of the jobs you can find are also related to AI, it kind of also makes sense that AI will be a part of it. That doesn't mean that AI will take care of all of it. There will be humans, of course, you will be hired by humans, at least that is how it currently is. If you're interested in it, I'll leave a link below so you can go and check that out. That's at the same time an invitation link from me. So if you end up getting hired, I'll get a small compensation there. That's a referral program they have that I decided to share that link because I actually do think it is quite an interesting opportunity. And if you then end up getting a good job there, then at the same time I'll get a little bit that helps me keep this channel going, and I would definitely appreciate that support. Of course, it's completely up to you, but no matter what, I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions or if you decide to do this, I would love to hear your experiences and your opinions about it. So please just share your comment below. I see all comments there and reply to every single comment. And if the video helped you, also please make sure to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time on this video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.